It's easy to see why the Lord of the Rings movies were made in New Zealand. Clear waters, clean air, all directions, beauty greeting vision. I'll bet that it's as near as one can get to Earth unspoiled without a time capsule. Otherworldly enough to be stand-in not for Earth per se, but her middle sister. Our Earth now has roughly the same worship of precious, even if it's not yet simmered down to a ring. A more diffused greed, but no less driven for that. It's hard to see lack of caring as a value, but it seems to be what's revealed in so many choices we make. That's the part of our circumstance that I find most troubling. A focus on me and now, as if not part of the context of we over time. This we often see when climate's discussed within the pretext of one person, one vote democracy. Although not without exception for sure, human rights advances at home for one, we aren't evolving, we're just enduring. I'm afraid that won't get the job done. Not too long ago, I happened to see Tom Friedman's column talking about black elephants. Planetary concerns we simply ignore. When later they attack, as they're likely to do, we'll claim that they couldn't have been predicted, though really they're elephantly visible. Just saying that something's not there when it clearly is isn't a plan much worth pursuing if we care about what lies ahead. The elephants that might be our undoing are also the best opportunity humanity's had to collectively and consciously chart our future. The means to do so exist objectively, i.e. in reality, if not scenes from Fox and Friends. And yet, the guy in line to head the Senate Committee on the Environment thinks everything is fine, and the elephants just conspiracy headed by Barbra Streisand to advance a radical agenda. This nation may well blow this once-in-a-species chance without even a real conversation. Who is the we I would want to see act? Government. Though Barbra's conspiracy shows how unlikely it is we'll get traction there anytime soon. That's too bad, because at least in the democracy I studied in law school, that's the way that we, the people, act. And there's no reason why we should think another we would try. The free market is not the institution to address this, prizing as it does high short-term gains above consideration of long-term impact. There's no reason why we should expect much leadership from the world's major religions. They're not known for playing well with others, and truthfully addressing reality heretofore hasn't been their strong suit. I'm sure that things are better thanks to NGOs, but it's so not handled. Academia brings comparable passions and benefits. No, when we act institutionally, government's the means. It also seems to lead to dead ends more and more frequently, the embodiment of all talk and no do. Maybe I should care less. After all, my life is terrific and pretty far along, so if some elephants do show up, I can rely upon relatively strong resources. And I have no kids, much to my mother's dismay. And so my concerns for the world we leave lack the special view parents have for offspring's welfare. It burns in me nonetheless. Try as I might, I can't seem to care less. Maybe it's the gay gene, as was suggested recently. My worries for our welfare caused by the way I'm wired. Or maybe it's my good fortune, sparing me essential focus on day-to-day survival that's the misfortune of many, thus allowing me to weigh survival options at a more macro level. A few years ago, I wrote, "We can make this work, although I don't know precisely how." I added that for me, the question is, does what I am doing make our evolution more likely? I believe in us, I wrote. The ensuing years have sometimes seen me wondering why. All this kvetching! You might think I was miserable. Fact is, nothing could be further from my sweet life. There's a cosmic dissonance between my perception of our collective enterprise and the profound joy I've been privileged to experience. My beloved Buster, his ears back, bounding toward me when I've called him. Confidence in my work and its usefulness to my community. Laughter and challenge shared in intimacy's embrace. Hiking high on a mountain or walking unimpaired through Manhattan streets. Above the Southern Alps in a small plane or on the causeway on my bicycle. The liquid pattern of birds in flight and the darting away of rainbow fish. Awareness of oneness, so deep, so strong, it's physical. So while I may fret about our future, the blessings of my present are far more beguiling. Aware of my good fortune now, even as I worry whether we'll survive later, helps explain why friends have heard me say, I am the luckiest man alive.